Hi everyone, Ashley here, and today I am bringing you the Booktuber Partners Tag. I have partnered up with Reagan from PeruseProject, who is honestly one of my all-time favorite booktubers. I absolutely love her channel. I also love that we read very different books, and I find that watching her channel makes me want to read books that I probably would never have picked up otherwise, so she's wonderful, and if for some reason you know about me on Booktube and not her, which would be insanity, you should check her out. Her video for this tag will be linked down below. So basically the way that this tag works is we will ask each other 10 bookish questions and 2 personal questions, and then we will have to answer those questions. So the reason that I actually am really excited about this tag is that this tag is not a generic tag. So not every single person who does this tag isn't going to be answering the same questions. So I got to come up with my own questions for Reagan, and she got to come up with her own questions for me, and I find that this might be a really cool way for all of you to get to know me a little bit better and my bookishness a little bit better. So yeah, I'm really excited. So anyways, let's get started.
Question 1. Who is your least favorite book character of all time?
So for that question, I am choosing Dolores Umbridge from the Harry Potter series, mainly from The Order of the Phoenix, but really she's just a total horrible names in all the books that she's in. And I know that I have a lot of people on my side for this and a lot of people not on my side for this, but I think I hate Dolores way more than I hate Voldemort. Like, way more. Voldemort was made out of a love potion. He was literally incapable of love. Dolores Umbridge was born like a normal witch. She had the capability to be a nice person, she just chose not to be. And I think that that really makes a person way worse than if they actually don't have the mental capacity to be a good person. So, Dolores Umbridge is my least favorite book character in existence.
Question 2. If you could pick any 2 fictional characters to be your parents, who would they be and why? And they don't have to be from the same book or together or of parental age.
There's gonna be a lot of Harry Potter things in this video. I just realized that a lot of my answers are gonna be Harry Potter related, so I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. My answer to that question was actually pretty difficult. I had a really hard time coming up with which mom I wanted to have from any kind of book, but dad I pretty much knew instantly, although I don't think it's the best decision. But I am choosing Sirius Black from Harry Potter. This book was already down off my shelf, so this is the one I picked up. Also, this is the one that really solidified my love for Sirius, and honestly, he probably wouldn't be the best dad in the world. He'd probably actually be a pretty horrible dad. He would be really fun, but he wouldn't be really good at, showing up when he was supposed to. I don't know, maybe he would. We never really got to find out. But I absolutely love him. He is my all-time favorite Harry Potter character, and I definitely could not give up the chance to have him be my dad. I love him. I love him so much, and he would be so unique, and he would really understand my perspectives. I found that he really, he listened to Harry, and he tried to grasp where Harry was coming from, and not a lot of adults actually did that in this series, I found. So, yes, Sirius Black would definitely be my dad. If I'm allowed to choose a character that becomes my mom, who maybe this character is currently only 19, but they would be my mom when they were 30-something, or something. I could choose a character that would grow up and then become my mom. Am I making sense? I would choose Kath from Fangirl. I find her so... oh, I just love her. I want to be her best friend, but if for some reason she could also be my mom, I would absolutely adore that. I just would absolutely adore that. So, Kath from Fangirl would be like my fantasy mom in another world. Speaking of fantasy moms, can I choose a mom from a TV show? Because if I can choose a mom from a TV show, I'm canceling all my other answers. Lorelai Gilmore. If I can choose a mom from a TV show instead of a book, and I know I'm ruining your question, Reagan, I'm terribly sorry, but I would choose Lorelai Gilmore from Gilmore Girls because she is fabulous and wonderful, and bear in mind that these are just my answers if I had to choose fictional parents. I love my parents a lot, so I don't think I would actually change my parents if I had the choice, but if I had to have fictional parents, those are the fictional parents that I would choose.
Question 3 is, if you could only read one book for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Okay, so for this question, I'm going to assume that I get to keep all of my books that are currently here. I just can't read them because I have some books on my shelf that are really important to me, as physical copies. So they're not books that I would necessarily want to read every single day for the rest of my life, but they're books that I would 100% never give away. So if you mean that I'd have to give away all my books except for one, I would choose The Goblet of Fire because it was the first Harry Potter book I was ever given as a gift, and it was given to me by my grandma, and it's very, very important to me. But if I get to keep that book and I just get to read another book for the rest of time, it would be The Order of the Phoenix, because I love that book. I don't know if you're getting that yet. I think there's only been like, what, 3 questions, and it's been the answer to almost every single one of my questions. It is my favorite book of all time. It's my favorite Harry Potter book, clearly, and I've read it like so many times that I can't even recite to you how many times I've read it. I think I've read it over 30 times. I haven't read the series over 30 times. I've just read The Order of the Phoenix over 30 times. So, love. If that doesn't describe book love, I don't know what does.
Question 4 is, what is the theme song that describes the relationship between you and your favorite book?
Hey, it's question 4, and my answer is The Order of the Phoenix. Okay, so my favorite book of all time, Order of the Phoenix. Okay, so the theme song for me in this book, this is gonna seem like a weird answer, and no judgments, okay? Book lovers, booktubers, people, no judgments. The book, or what? Oh my god. The song that reminds me of this book, or that represents my relationship with this book, is Cable Car by The Fray. And before you judge me on that, the summer that I read this book, I had a major accident. I dislocated my kneecap and tore all the tendons that hold it together, and I was on crutches for like 9 months. And in the summertime, my brother was like a professional rep hockey player. Anyways, he was important and we had to travel a lot. And I read a lot that summer, and that summer was the first time that I read The Order of the Phoenix, and I read it quite a few times that summer, but it was the first time. And that summer, the song Cable Car by The Fray had just been released, and I absolutely loved it. It was constantly on the radio while we were driving, and eventually I ended up buying the CD and listening to the CD on repeat. So anytime I hear that song, it reminds me of this book, because it was the song that I really, really listened to while I was reading this book, and it was constantly on while I was reading this book, and it just, I don't know. It really, the lyrics don't have anything to do with this book at all, but the song itself really does represent my relationship with this book, to me at least. So I hope that's okay. I actually really like The Fray, so even now I still like them. I don't know. There was also a 5 for Fighting song that was playing that summer that I read this, and I can't remember what the title of the song is, but it's about like being 15 and having to grow up and realize that the world's different, and I don't know, something like that. And that actually kind of does describe this book a little bit. I will link both those songs in the description below once I figure out the title of the 5 for Fighting song, and I'm horrible for not remembering it. But that song was also really popular that summer, and I listened to that song a lot while I read this book as well. So both those songs, anytime they come on the radio, I instantly think of that summer and this book and my love for this book. So those two would definitely be my theme songs for my favorite book, which is The Order of the Phoenix.
Question 5 is, if you could buy any book right now, right this second, what would it be?
Okay, so for this question, can I get a book that isn't released yet? Because if so, I'm choosing Isla and the Happily Ever After. But if it has to be a book that is currently released that I just don't own yet, it would be The Archived by Victoria Schwab. I really want to own that book. Currently, I am borrowing it from someone, but I want to physically own it, and I want it in hardcover. So that's why I haven't bought it yet, because it's a little bit more expensive than the paperback, but I swear to God I will buy it soon. You will see it in a haul very, very soon.
Question 6 is, what fictional character would you want as your sidekick if you were a superhero?
I am in love with this question. I don't know if Reagan knows about my love for superheroes, or if this was like an accident, or if you are just in love with superheroes too, Reagan, but I am in love with superheroes. I'm actually wholeheartedly in love with Spider-Man. A lot. Probably unhealthily a lot, but I refuse to believe that. Okay, so if I'm a superhero, what fictional character would be my sidekick? Wow, this is a hard question. I have no idea. Can Spider-Man be my sidekick? I guess I would be Spider-Man's sidekick. But like maybe Spider-Man would be my sidekick. I would just be super awesome. I would be the lead in whatever comic book I was in, and Spider-Man would be my sidekick. Like, I would want to be Gwen Stacy, and I'd want it to be flipped. Like, Gwen Stacy was a superhero, and Spider-Man was just the super intelligent person who helped her.
Question 7 is, if you had to get a book quote as a tattoo right now, like I'm coming to pick you up as we speak, what quote would you get?
Okay, so if I had to get a book tattoo, like a book quote as a tattoo, I would probably get "Courage in the Face of the Unknown," which is a quote from The Goblet of Fire. I really like this quote. I think it really means a lot to me personally. I find that that is really something that I'd like to live by. Like, I'd like to not be afraid of things that haven't happened yet. Like, I'm not supposed to be afraid of my future or what's not even something that could happen or might not happen. It's unknown, and I need to have courage in the face of that unknownness and understand that, you know, maybe I won't make it through it, maybe I will, maybe I'll get some scarring personally, emotionally, physically, I don't know, from whatever event, but I need to be courageous while I do that.
Question 8 is biggest bookish pet peeve.
Okay, so let's just get this straight, people in publishing. And I really hope that there are people in publishing who end up watching this video, because you need to comprehend that if you're going to change the cover of a series or the cover of a grouping of books by the same author, the covers need to be the same freaking height, for one, no matter how many times you change the cover. The books need to be the same height all the time. All the hardcovers, same height. All the paperbacks, same height. Oh, and if you're going to change the cover from the original hardcovers to a new cover in paperbacks, when they come out in hardcover in the next book or whatever, they need to come out in the same hardcover, or they need to be at least orderable in the same hardcover as the original books. I just, oh my god, just, this actually drives me freaking crazy.
Question 9 is favorite fictional occupation.
Wow, okay. What do I choose for this? I feel like I don't want to choose my actual future dream occupation because that would be boring and also will be answered later. I think maybe I would choose, I don't know, I think I want to choose professor at Hogwarts because, like, that would mean I would be magical, and that would also mean I get to teach kids, and I do actually like the idea of being a teacher. That's not my dream job, but it is a job that I think I'd be really good at and a job that I think I'd be really happy doing for the rest of my life.
And finally, question 10 is what fictional character do you love but you would be embarrassed to bring home to meet your parents?
For this question, I had a really hard time coming up with an answer for this because my parents have dealt with some pretty questionable male interests in real life before. So I don't know how embarrassed they would be about any fictional character that I'd bring home. But recently I have really fallen in love with Thorn from the Lunar Chronicles, and he's, you know, he's funny and he's quirky and he's very weird, and you know what? He would probably piss my parents off if I brought him here, because they wouldn't get to know him very well. And I feel like Thorn is one of those characters you really do have to get to know very well before you even think that you like him at all. So we'll go with that. Plus, I don't think Thorn is a person that I'd end up with in the end, personally, based on my own personal love interestiness, but I definitely would want to date him for a short period of time because, yeah.
My 2 personal questions are, question 1, what is your dream job?
My dream job is kind of a two-parter. It is, I want to be a journalist. I want to be a journalist so bad, and I guess I kind of am. I have been published before. I have worked in a newspaper before. I'm still going through my undergrad to be a journalist at a journalism school in my province, and I really want to be a journalist so bad, but I also want to be an author, and the thing is, I want to be both these things. I find that, like, when I was growing up, I wanted to be an author and I also wanted to be a journalist, and eventually I became smart enough to realize I could be both things, and that I probably would have to be both things, because when you're an author, you can't just be an author unless you're J.K. Rowling and you make millions of dollars. You need another job to do at the same time, because until you become popular and you get paid a lot, you will need another job to even eat and drink and have shelter. So I want to be a journalist. I haven't really decided what kind of journalist I want to be yet, whether I want to be print or media or anything else. I just want to be a journalist. I want to tell the world about the things that are happening in the world. I want to make other people aware of a lot of the things that are happening and make them understand what's happening, because I just think that a lot of the world isn't very well informed, and I want to inform them. I want to make a difference in someone's life. I want to make a difference as a journalist and make a difference as a writer, and yeah.
If you could live in any historical time period, which period would you choose and why?
Okay, so I think when Reagan asked me this question, she was thinking I would pick, like, Victorian England or something like that. And the thing is, I would love to live in Victorian England. I am just also a very opinionated, sarcastic female, and I probably wouldn't fit in Victorian England. I'd probably be killed. But I think it would be fun to be there, yes. I also think it would be really, really fun to live in the 1920s. I would absolutely love to live in New York in the 1920s. But my real choice for time period I'd like to live in is the 1980s. I love the 1980s. I am obsessed with it. I really wish I was a teenager in the 1980s. It's literally a wish that I have every single day. All my favorite movies are John Hughes movies or 80s movies that feel like John Hughes movies or 90s movies that kind of have that feel too. But for the most part, I just really want to live in the 80s. I love the style of clothing. I know, kill me now. What? I love the hair. I love everything. I don't know if I would love it if I actually lived in it, but I would definitely want to try living in the 1980s because just, oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. So that is the Booktuber Partner Tag. I hope you guys learned some really fun things about me and some really fun things about Reagan. I had a really, really fun time doing this tag. If any of you want to do this tag, I can't really tag people because you have to find a partner to do it, but if you do this tag, please link it down below so that I can watch it, and go and watch Reagan's video if you haven't already. I will link it down below. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys had a really fun time watching this tag video. Have a wonderful night. It's Wednesday, so you're probably just going to spend your night watching top 5 Wednesday videos. I know I am. And until next time, happy reading. Bye!